In the year 1601, the mighty Mughal Empire, the richest and most powerful on earth, turned its gaze south. Emperor Akbar, and later his son Jahangir, sought to conquer the Deccan sultanates, believing their victory was inevitable. Their armies were vast, their wealth was legendary, and their commanders were the best of their generation. Yet for decades they were haunted, outmaneuvered, and utterly frustrated by one man, a man who rose from the lowest rungs of society to become a kingmaker, a man the Mughals called the ghost of the Deccan. This is the incredible true story of Malik Ambar, the slave who defied an empire. His story doesn't begin in India, but thousands of miles away in the highlands of Ethiopia. Born around 1548 with the name Chapu, his early life was cut short when he was captured and sold into slavery. His journey was a brutal one, taking him across the Red Sea and through the bustling, ruthless slave markets of Baghdad. In this unforgiving world, a young boy had to be sharp just to survive, but Chapu was more than sharp. He was brilliant. He was eventually purchased by a man named Mir Qasim al-Baghdadi, who saw something special in him. Recognizing his intelligence and potential, Mir Qasim educated him, converted him to Islam, and gave him a new name, Ambar. It was under Mir Qasim that Ambar traveled to India, arriving in the Deccan Plateau, a land teeming with opportunity and conflict. The Deccan was a patchwork of competing sultanates, and the slave trade here was different. Talented slaves, especially those of African origin known as Habshis or Siddis, could rise to positions of incredible power as soldiers and administrators. Ambar was sold again, this time to Chengiz Khan, the prime minister of the Ahmadnagar Sultanate. Here Ambar's true genius began to shine. He wasn't just a soldier. He was a student of war, finance, and governance. He learned everything he could about the complex politics of the region. When his master died, instead of being inherited, Ambar was granted his freedom. Now a free man, he didn't wander aimlessly. He started his own mercenary company. With his charisma and sharp military mind, he quickly attracted a following of loyal soldiers. He was no longer just Ambar. He was Malik Ambar, Malik meaning chief or king. His reputation as a formidable mercenary leader grew, and the rulers of the Deccan began to take notice. This was the moment the Mughals arrived. Their army was a lumbering giant, accustomed to fighting set-piece battles on open plains. Malik Ambar knew he couldn't face them head-on, so he didn't. Instead, he perfected a form of warfare that would become legendary, Bargiri or guerrilla warfare. He used the rugged terrain of the Deccan, its hills, dense forests, and narrow valleys as his greatest weapon. His light cavalry units, recruited from the hardy local Maratha warriors, would strike Mughal supply lines with lightning speed and then vanish back into the landscape. They were everywhere and nowhere at once. They would harass the Mughal camps at night, disrupt their foraging parties, and lead them on exhausting wild goose chases. The Mughals, with their heavy cavalry and slow-moving artillery, were completely unprepared for this. They called him a rebel of dark fate and cursed his name in their royal courts, but they couldn't catch him. Malik Ambar led the empire, draining its treasury and its morale year after year. He wasn't just a brilliant general. He was a visionary administrator. In the chaos of war, he brought order. He established a new capital, Kadki, which we know today as Aurangabad. He implemented a revolutionary land revenue system that was fair to the peasants, ensuring their loyalty and a steady stream of income to fund his wars. He understood that a happy populace was the bedrock of a strong state. He built canals, dams, and magnificent buildings, many of which still stand today, a testament to his genius for governance. He patronized arts and architecture, creating a vibrant cultural center amidst constant conflict. He wasn't just defending a kingdom. He was building one from the ground up, placing a young prince on the throne of Ahmadnagar and ruling as the true power behind it. He effectively became the de facto king. For over 2 decades, Malik Ambar held the Mughals at bay. He trained a new generation of warriors in his tactics, including a young Maratha nobleman named Shahaji Bansal. Shahaji learned the art of Bargiri from the master himself, and he would later pass these skills on to his own son, a man who would take these tactics and forge an empire of his own, the great Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. In this way, Malik Ambar's legacy extended far beyond his own life. He was the one who sowed the seeds of the Maratha Empire, the very power that would eventually challenge and shatter Mughal dominance in India. He proved that a small, agile force, led by a brilliant commander and supported by the local population, could successfully defy a seemingly invincible superpower. When Malik Ambar died in 1626 at the age of nearly 80, even his bitterest enemy, the Mughal Emperor Jahangir, had to acknowledge his greatness. He wrote in his memoirs that Ambar possessed a rare talent for command and statecraft. It was a grudging but sincere tribute from one great leader to another. The story of Malik Ambar is more than just a military history. It's a testament to the power of the human spirit. It's the story of a boy named Chapu, captured and sold as property, who refused to be defined by his chains. Through sheer intelligence, will, and an unshakable spirit, he rose to become a kingmaker, a brilliant strategist, a master administrator, and a ghost who haunted the dreams of emperors. He is one of the most remarkable and often overlooked figures in Indian history, a man who truly redefined what was possible. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this story as incredible as I did, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more hidden histories. Let me know in the comments what other historical figures you'd like to see covered. See you next time.